we are retesting our 9 amp hour battery at 100 watts to see how long it'll last in the FT-891. And we're doing it today, Hurricane Ridge in Olympic National Park. Let's go.
Hi, my name's Mike. I'm a full-time traveler and ham radio operator. I activate amazing parks all over the United States. Join the adventure and see what's next.
Wow, do I really look like a guy with a plan?
That traveler has
I just do things.
This is a huge, beastly, bulging man. Plates were from Kansas.
Honey, is the park closed today? Where's all the people at?
Open sign.
And no one's here.
No, they're all up there.
Oh,
They're late.
I'm okay. I
You're
got
late.
that's the problem. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll try to catch up.
Radio friends, we are in Olympic National Park. I've made the drive up from Port Angeles now to operate from the third environment in Olympic National Park. We've done the rainforest, we've done the beach, today we're doing the mountains. And as you can see behind me, maybe you can see behind me, I'll film you some close-ups. There's some snowy peaks, like Mount Olympus, which I think is shrouded by this cloud right here right now. Still has quite a few glaciers on top of it. Certainly some snow. Boy, what a beautiful sight. I've got some pictures from another hike another day where you can see it clearly with no clouds, but we'll be able today while we're operating to watch these clouds float by all these mountaintops. It should be pretty cool. But our mission today, we're gonna sit right here at this picnic table with this view. We're gonna hook up that 9 amp hour battery and we're gonna redo our 100 watt test, because I think I jacked it up by testing that battery on a rove. And in my time in between parks and allowing that battery to rest, allowed it to operate for longer. That's cool to know for a rove that you can get a little more time out of your battery. But I wanna know, sitting here at one of these benches, how long that battery is gonna last. That's the information I'm really interested in. That I'll extrapolate everything else from. So we're gonna go right here. I think we're gonna need about 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours, 30 minutes to drain the battery here, at least to the point where the radio shuts off. We got 2 hours and 50 minutes at 75 watts, and that was after getting 3 hours on the rove. So I really think we're gonna be around that 2.5 hour mark. We're gonna get set up here and see what happens. So the tallest peaks here are right back in here. And through that little low spot there, you can just make out some glaciers in the clouds there. That's Mount Olympus. It looks like these peaks over here are higher, but nay. Mount Olympus there in the background has 1,000 feet on them. So we'll just watch this drama unfold here all afternoon with these clouds and those peaks. Should be breathtaking. Nice to have a bench again. See what we can do here. There was a few people out here. As soon as I started talking to a camera, they all left. I think it's just coincidence. So I was fretting about these battery tests with this bigger battery because I was just worried about it lasting 2-3 hours. And it just seemed like a long time to be operating. And, you know, I've gotten, ever since I started with these backpacking adventures, it's been awesome. It's taken me it's taken us a lot of different incredible places. But I just kind of got in the habit of half hour to 1 hour, maybe faster, activations. And I just, you know, it just kind of finally occurred to me that before I really got into YouTube and started doing those more backpacking adventures, this is how I would operate. I would set up at a place like this with a nice view. Nice view. It's an understatement. I would set up in spots like this and I would run for 3-4 hours and not think anything about it. So I guess I just need to bring that style of operating back in to do these battery tests. Now, I don't think I'm going to record all of them. I think once we get started here, I think I'll just run for an hour, turn the camera back on, and just have you check back in, you know, at an hour. We'll listen a little bit, see how things are going, get an update, and then come back at about 2 hours and record the rest of the way. And I think that'll give us plenty of video and proof of concept. I'll have the time running on my stopwatch here, and we'll see how long that due to last. One of the challenges I'm gonna have here now is I'm on a pretty good slope out here. The picnic table itself is pretty flat. I may do some hunting also, or if I want to keep operating after that battery's dead. I brought my 15 amp hour also. I don't think it's totally charged, but it's got plenty to do what little I'd want it to do today. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I've got a little challenge here with the terrain because hook up to the 15 amp hour first. It's all sloped, pretty steep. And, you know, I got a flattish area down here, kind of by that table. I could set it up down there. Now that nobody's out here, that seems like the proper thing to do. And then I'll have to hunt around a little bit for things to weigh down that tripod so it doesn't blow over, because I have a feeling it's called Hurricane Ridge for a reason. And if you've ever been up in mountains like this for any period of time, you know that even on a calm day, a big wind gust can come out of nowhere. So, and I think I'll be careful about how I set it up next to this trail. So it's more likely if it falls over to fall downhill and away from the trail. For my audio now, I've been running the second DJI mic plugged in here to my wide jack. And that's worked pretty good, as long as I remember to start it. It's just something else for me to have to remember to start it. But I guess the other recorder was that way too. But now the other recorder lives in my satellite case. And I've got 2 separate rigs. I don't have to move things back and forth depending on what kind of operation I'm running. So that's worked out. That's been a change that's worked out pretty well. This DJI mic system, and this is the original. There's still, I think this is a generation old when I bought it. But those are the kind of things I do to get started. You know, I got to be as frugal as I possibly can. And this was a good way to do it. It's been a great product. All right, it's about 2:55 local. I'm wanting to start calling CQ at 3:30. So if I do that, that'll give me an hour and a half till midnight UTC, which is 5 o'clock here on the West Coast. And then I'll have an hour after that till my battery dies. So that'd be pretty good. I'm operating on both sides of the midnight hour like I used to. So I will probably get some repeat hunters, and then I'll bump my contact count up. I used to, you know, really rack up some contacts in these parks because I would come and operate like this multiple times and get, you know, 100, 150 contacts at a time. I think the highest I've ever gotten is it's whatever I got at Black Canyon of the Gunnison. I think it's 379 I got in, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. So it'll be fun to kind of do this kind of operation a little more and pile on some contacts. That was fun. I enjoyed that. All right, the only thing I got to do now is set up my antenna down the hill. I need to pull out my 25-foot cord so I can see how much room I've got. I'm excited to watch and see what these clouds do throughout the day. Maybe I'll record a time lapse in that first hour. See what that looks like. That could be cool. All right. Got a leg here. I'm gonna wrap this around. There we go. Somebody trips on it for whatever reason. I'll just wrap around that leg and pull on that. Yank the antenna and not the radio. Okay, right there, as far as I go. What have I done? What the hell? Here we go. Here we go. All right. Passed my IQ test for the day there. Ready to operate. Hopefully we'll get some views of those taller mountains today. The radials. Hopefully I can dodge having the radials on the sidewalk. Kind of the direction I would really want the radials to be. But what I could do, get this one and bend it this way. And down the edge there like so. Like that. This park, I don't know, I guess I would rate this an average or slightly above average park. I was hopeful for more, but there's kind of two facets to this park. There's the really touristy, crowded places with the paved trails that, you know, you got to wait in line to get in, or you know, come in shoulder hour times in order to dodge the lines. We usually do things that are just a little more adventurous, that get us away from some of those crowds. This park certainly has that. But from there, it jumps right to, you know, 20-mile trails up in these mountains. And there's really not much in between. And that in between there is kind of where kind of where we live. Those are the activities we like to do. So, I don't know, it's been a little pedestrian. I think I got a deer in these woods here behind me. I hope it's a deer or a person. You know, but for that reason, I kind of rank this an average park. There's not a whole lot of the trails that are 5 or 6 miles. Now, the favorite by far has been the beach trail that I took you on out to the farthest western point. That was, the whole family really enjoyed that. More so than the Hoh rainforest, because we were right next to the coast where the Hoh is inland a little bit. And it was just a lot more lush. It felt more like a rainforest. Now, if you come in the spring, I think that'd be a bit different. Man, these wires have gone crazy on me. I've done a poor job of this lately. I think I wind him up fine. It's how I'm unwinding him. All right, same thing here. One wire kind of out to the edge of the trail, and then kind of running along it. Bang. All right. Now, I need to find some things to weigh that tripod down. See what I can find. I'm going to borrow some gravel from this pit here. I'll empty it back out when we are done and packing up. I see how I'm late most of the time now. I thought it was absurdly early today, but it just takes so much time to do all this stuff, and taking the time to film it as well. By the time I'm all set up, turn the radio on, it'll be close to time to start. They needing to fire up some soda mate. All right, so once again, my sandbag saved the day in a national park. Hopefully that's enough weight. All elements out. Getting some rust on these things here in this wet environment. This thing's just frequently got a little moisture on it when I put it up. Probably definitely will tonight. Clean up my spot here a little bit. Make a little better presentation of it, shall I? Snacks in the bag. I got 3 liters of water in the bag. Oh, geez, smashed my glasses. A little bit of damage. Dang it, not bad. Let's squeeze it back together when I get back to the RV. I got this map so I can tell you what pullout I'm at here up on Hurricane. It's between the main, where the visitor center used to be before it burned down a couple years ago, the Hurricane Ridge Visitor Center. I'm between that and the trailhead for Hurricane Hill. Yeah, kind of around the Wolf Creek trailhead area, but it's not labeled. It's not called anything. There's a nice little restroom and all these picnic tables. Not called anything. Good spot. Perfect spot. It's a perfect spot for this kind of operation. Log it on the laptop. Again, I'm not a fan of logging on the phone. The phone can be and do so many things. Tying it all up with either logging or recording doesn't help me. Right now I'm using it as a remote for that camera. I can look up POTUS spots on this camera if I have a signal. I don't today. I'm going to use it to operate Soda-Mate. So, you know, it stinks to have to stop recording to do any or all of these things. I'd love to hear from some people in Huntsville. This is the Wednesday before Huntsville Hamfest. What's that? August 13th? So, about to become August 14th here in an hour and a half. So, it'd be nice to hear from some of those guys. I'd love to get some park to park with Montesano. And it's quiet on 20 meters, just like it has been. You can get pretty isolated out here out west in the summertime. Hard to get back east. I'm going 100 watts. Let's make sure I'm at 100 watts. Oh boy, I'm in the deep menu, people. I'm in the deep menu. I was not in position either. I've got to find it. I found it. I'm out. Not hearing much on 20. I never liked that because I know there's people out there. And as the band comes back in, the sun passes over, the D-layer thins out. I know there's going to be people there.
Daytime Western Area Traffic Jam is organized for the purpose of passing homeless traffic for Radio Relay International into and out of the Western area.
There's somebody there on 45. Let's go to 41. 14,341. Okay. I still got my 15 amp hour here. I'll move that when I switch it over so you'll know I am in fact on the 9 amp hour battery. I'll save that battery from having to run the spotting stuff. I might as well check and see. KE0VIM, is this frequency in use? Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike, is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Okay, AB, I remember to turn my volume down that time before I switched it over to my FT-8 frequency. All right, let's get Soda-Mate set up. I think it should still have the park in there. It does. Let's record this for you. There we go. All right, I'm recording there. So all I got to change here, I'm at 13,343. I can bump it down to 13,341. That's going to be my operating frequency. I'll hit transmit now. It's going to wait 13 seconds. Five, four, three, two. Okay. Hopefully I was timed up good enough there. I might have been going a little bit early, but that's all right. That's all right. It usually works just fine. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike, is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Oh, no, wait, I don't want to do that. Let's keep the fuse in line. Why not? We got it here. There we go. Now I'm hooked up to the 9 amp hour.
CQ, Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the air and standing by.
That sounds terrible. Oh, I didn't get my settings in here. Doggone it. My location. Washington, 479720. Longitude is 123.5122. Somebody creeping in because I'm taking too long. CN87. Travelin County. Go. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ from US 0056, Olympic National Park in Washington. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. Timer's going. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. From US 0056 Olympic National Park in Washington. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike.
Kilo Tango 4, Zulu Golf.
Kilo Tango 4, Zulu Golf, that's a nice signal. I got you 5 and 9 to Washington State. Back to you.
QSL, thank you for the 5-9. Yeah, you sound pretty good here yourself. Have you 5-9 as well in Victor Alpha, Virginia?
All right, Robert in Virginia. Appreciate it, buddy. I wonder if you might give me a quick audio check. You said I'm nice and loud. Is there any kind of interference or anything on my signal? I just got a little chirping in my ear here. It makes me think maybe I'm getting some RF back. Is there anything fishy about my audio? Over?
Sounds pretty good here. You might have to say something else to me. My phone was ringing, so that was distracting. I had to cut my phone off.
Oh, copy that. Well, it's nice to hear all the way out to Virginia here. That's sounds like 20 meters has opened up pretty good. But yeah, just started this activation here out west, and I've got my toroid set up at the vertical antenna this time instead of where I normally have it at the radio. So I'm wondering if I'm just getting some interference back on my signal, and it sounded like RF in the shack or something like that. Are you hearing anything on my signal, or is it pretty clear?
It's pretty clean.
Okay.
I don't hear any kind of noise in there with you. I mean, the audio, it's not too loud, it's not too quiet. I mean, there's no static in with you.
Appreciate it,
no
Robert.
kind of distortion or none of that robotic stuff that I don't like in some people's microphones. It just sounds good.
All right, Robert. Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. You're my first contact here, and it was just sounding a little bit weird. So appreciate that. Thanks for hunting me down all the way coast to coast from Virginia. Thanks for being out there tonight, and happy hunting. 7-3.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being out there, and hopefully I'm copying the paper. I don't know if we've worked before or not. I'll know when I go to enter it in QRZ, but yeah, even if we haven't, we can hopefully we'll work more parks together.
Yeah, I've got one other contact here in the computer with you. Just not too long ago, that was my first activation in the state of Washington, and it was first time activation and the first time that park's ever been activated, a new park. I can't think of the acronym offhand, but the ATNO, that's what it was. Just here a few weeks ago. Those are our first two contacts. So yeah, hope to get you a few more times down the log, Robert. Keep an ear out, and we'll look forward to it. 7-3, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike, Parks on the Air.
44 in Charlie Tango, 44 Connecticut.
Copy that. 4-4 to the Constitution State. That's a long contact right there. Maybe 20 meters is opening up here for the evening. Appreciate you hunting me down, Andrew. Have a good one out there. 7-3.
Thank you. 73.
So I've been going for an hour now, and I've got 33 contacts in the log, going strong. Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike, Parks on the Air. Not too much change here weather-wise. I took what ended up being a 2-minute time lapse, and the clouds are just barely moving. It's not real dramatic at all. They're just kind of hanging right there on the peaks.
CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo
Impressive
Echo 0,
nonetheless.
Victor,
We'll enjoy
India
the view
Mike.
here for a little
Calling
bit.
CQ,
Record a few more
CQ,
contacts
Parks
here.
on the Air and
1
standing
hour
by.
into the operation. I got 1 hour, 1 minute, and 49 seconds.
CQ, Parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo Oscar 6 Echo Papa Lima.
Kilo Oscar 6, Echo Papa Lima. I got you. 5 and 7, sir. 5 and 7 to Olympic National Park in Washington. Back to you.
Roger, Roger. This is Julian here in Lincoln, California. I'm getting you here at about a 5556, just above Sacramento.
All right, copy that, Jillian. I'll write down that 5 and 6, just north of Sacramento. Thanks for hunting me down out there today, 7-3.
Roger, Roger. Whereabouts in the Olympic National Forest are you located?
I'm in Olympic National Park, and I'm up on Hurricane Ridge. So there's a little picnic area just past where the visitor center used to be before it burned down a couple years ago, and just got this stunning view of the whole mountain range to the south here. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I used to spend time over there. I was born and raised in Tacoma, Washington, and that used to be my old fishing grounds around that area. Over.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, this park's got me wishing I was about 50 pounds lighter so I could do some of these crazy hikes up in these mountains. There's not much here that's my speed. They're either crazy hikes or it's the hikes where all the tourists are. So, you know, I'll have to try for next visit, maybe drop it a few pounds, and then we can get up in these mountains. But appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for giving me a call from Sacramento. Enjoy the rest of your evening in 7-3.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, I'm going to be headed up there in a couple of weeks. How's the weather been?
Well, we just got a heat wave go through, and it was getting up where we were kind of in the northeastern part of the park camped. It got up to right at 90 degrees, just touched 90 degrees, but today the high is 63, I think. It's returned to normal. It's feeling beautiful.
Roger, Roger. Okay, I'll be looking for it. Have some fun, and glad talking to you. 73.
All right, take it easy, Julian. Yeah, we'll try to keep it nice and cool for you coming up from Sacramento. 7-3, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike, Parks on the air.
Whiskey 6 Tango, Whiskey Foxtrot.
Whiskey 6 Tango, Whiskey Foxtrot. I got you. That's a nice signal there. 5 and 7. 5 and 7 to Washington State. Back to you.
Roger, Roger. I got you a 5-6 here into central New York tonight.
Okay, I thought I had that right. Patrick in New York. Yeah, boy, that's a good signal from New York. We got a pipeline going right now, but you know, they're fading quite a bit, so it may not last long. But appreciate you, Patrick. Thanks for from the Empire State. Have a good one out there. 7-3.
7-3, my friend. Good luck with your activation.
This is Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike, Parks on the air. Yeah, that was nice.
6, Mike India Lima, QSL.
QSL, Whiskey 6, Mike India Lima. I got Mark in California. I'll give you a 5 and 9. 5 and 9 to Olympic National Park in Washington. Back to you.
Roger that. You're coming in 5-7 here in Northern California.
Appreciate you hunting me down from California today. Boy, there's a lot of hunters out west now. When I visited this part of the country 4 years ago, it was tough to get an activation done. You'd really have to try to get back east, and maybe you'd only get 2 or 3 or 2 or 3 hunters out west. But that's not the case anymore. This program's grown out here, and it's fantastic. Love having you, all you hunters out here out west. Thanks again, Mark, and have yourself a great evening. 7-3.
7-3. It's Michael. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right. This is Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike, Parks on the air.
November 0, Romeo Charlie Papa.
November 0, Romeo Charlie Papa. I got you. Nice signal. 5 and 7. 57 to US 0056 in Washington State. Back to you.
QSL Michael for November 0, Romeo Charlie Papa. Currently, you're 5-4 into Colorado.
I'll take that 5 and 4 to the Centennial State and run, Ray. Appreciate that. Thanks for hunting me down. What elevation are you at there in Colorado?
Flatlander at about 6,500 feet.
All right, the Flatlander at 60. I've heard that term used by people up in Leadville where they're living at 10,000 feet. I love it. Okay, 6,500 feet, Flatlander. Great. Hey, thank you, Ray. Appreciate you hunting today. 7-3.
7-3. Have a great day.
Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike, Parks on the Air. That's about 10 minutes here after an hour, so I think I'll cut that off and we'll come back 2 hours into the activation. We'll see you then. Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike, Parks on the Air.
Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey Kilo Sierra.
Kilo Echo 8 Whiskey Kilo Sierra. I'll give you a 5 and 5, 55 to Olympic National Park. Back to you.
Roger, roger, my friend. I got you about the same, 5-5, 55 both ways, over.
All right, got that 5 and 5. Looks like you're from the mountaineer state of West Virginia. Is that right?
Roger, roger. I got you 5-5, Whiskey Victor.
All right, copy that. That's the first one I've gotten from West Virginia tonight. Appreciate you being out there, Doyle. Have a good one. 7-3.
No problem, my friend.
Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike, Parks on the Air. Beautiful clouds. Beautiful clouds. Well done.
CQ, Parks on the Air. Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by. CQ, Parks on the Air. Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air from US 0056 Olympic National Park in Washington State. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike. I'm over 100. 116? Is that right? Yeah, 16. CQ POTA, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike from US 0056 Olympic National Park in Washington. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike from US 0056 Olympic National Park in Washington. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike. And they're gone again. All right, we're at 2 hours, 19 minutes. I really think this is
Victor, India, Mike.
We're getting close here to radio shut-off time.
On the air and standing by.
Kilo Juliet 6, uniform, Foxtrot uniform.
Kilo Juliet 6, uniform, Fox uniform. I got you. It's a nice signal. 5 and 7, 57 to Olympic National Park in Washington. Back to you.
Roger, I've got you at about 5-4 into Central California.
All right, Rudy, I appreciate that. 5 and 4 to the Central Golden State. Thanks for being out there tonight. Happy hunting. 7-3.
73.
Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike. Parks on the Air. Change this to power. I'll change my meter to power. See if I notice it getting weak. CQ POTA, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike from US 0056 Olympic National Park in Washington. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor, India, Mike. It's gonna be hard to tell.
CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
I just caught a Kilo November and then you faded. Kilo November, try again, please. Was there a Kilo November station, please?
CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0,
I think there was.
Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
This power meter, the difference between 50 and 100 watts is about that far. I could lose 20 watts out of my output and I would barely notice. Plus it's SSB, so it's bouncing all over the place anyway.
CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
Kilo 4 Zulu Mike Foxtrot. Boy, it was quiet, but I got you. I'll give you a 4x1. 4x1 to Olympic National Park. Back to you. All right, buddy. That's my first one from the Sunshine State. Thanks for being out there. 7-3. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Parks on the Air. Very nice. Very nice. Man, that's pretty. Supposed to be some rain moving in tomorrow. They're calling for like 2 inches of rain from Thursday night through Friday. We're in a gravel pit where we're camped, so I think we'll be all right. And paved roads all the way to it. Potholed, but paved. Away from any big trees, so nothing's going to be able to fall on us.
Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
$75 watts got us 2 hours and 50 minutes. We're at 2:24 right now.
CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by. CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
Coming up on 120 contacts.
CQ, Parks on the Air, Kilo Echo 0, Victor, India Mike. Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, I heard a Whiskey 6 in there. Come again, please. Was there a Whiskey 6 station, please?
CQ,
Just
Parks
moved on
the Air,
fast.
Kilo Echo 0, Victor,
Maybe it wasn't
India
his first
Mike.
call.
Calling CQ, Parks on the Air and standing by.
Was that Whiskey 6 Kilo Kilo Victor? Again, please?
QSL, I have you at S3 in California.
Okay, I'll give you, I'll say a 2x3. 2x3 to Washington State. Roger? I think he said 3-3. Whiskey 6 Kilo Kilo Victor. I got you in the log, Aaron. Thank you. 7-3.
Juliet Sierra Victor.
Give me the call sign again, please.
Whiskey 6 Juliet Sierra Victor.
Okay, I have Whiskey 6 Juliet Sierra Victor. Roger? All right, appreciate your patience, buddy. Thanks for being out there tonight. 7-3. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike parks on the air. A whole bag of Skittles and I left them in the truck.
CQ parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Calling CQ parks on the air and standing by.
Whiskey 4 Juliet Hotel Victor.
Whiskey 4 Juliet Hotel Victor. I got you about a 5-3. 5-3 to Olympic National Park in Washington. Back to you.
Very good. You're about a 5-3 into Northeast Alabama. QSL?
QSL, Terry, appreciate that. 5-3 to Northeast Alabama. Nice to hear from you. I was hoping I'd get some people from Montesano out there tonight, but haven't heard anyone. But nice to hear from you. I hope you have a great evening. 7-3.
All right, very good. Thanks for the park. I appreciate it. Enjoy it. And 7-3.
Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike parks on the air.
CQ parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Calling CQ parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo Oscar 6 Golf Uniform Delta.
The Kilo Oscar 6 again, please.
Kilo Oscar 6 Golf Uniform Delta.
Kilo Oscar 6 Golf Uniform Delta. I got you. I'll give you about a 5-5. 55 to Olympic National Park. Back to you.
Roger, Roger. Got you 5-5 in Charlie.
All right, Jerry, thanks for that. 55 to the Golden State. Happy hunting. Enjoy the rest of your evening. 7-3.
7-3. You do the same.
Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike parks on the air.
CQ parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Calling CQ.
Oh, that's
parks
weaker.
on the air and standing by.
We're definitely weaker now. That was definitely a weaker transmission. It was more in the 20 watt to 50 watt range, right at 2.5 hours.
CQ parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike.
Yep.
Calling CQ parks on the air and standing
About
by.
to poop out.
CQ parks on the air. Kilo Echo 0 Victor India Mike. Calling CQ parks on the air and standing by.
Kilo 7 Romeo Whiskey.
Kilo 7, Romeo Whiskey. I got you, buddy, about a 5 and 7. 57. Oh, there it went. And I'm back. Kilo 7, Romeo Whiskey. Sorry about that. Just had a battery give out. I've got you 5 and 7. 5 and 7 to US 0056. Back to you.
USL, you are 434 in Uniform Tango.
All right, 3-4 to the Beehive State. Thanks for being out there. 7-3.
7-3.
Kilo Echo 0, Victor India Mike. Parks on the air.
Kilo Quebec 9 X-ray.
Kilo Quebec 9 X-ray. I got you about a 5 and 5. 55 to Olympic National Park. Back to you.
Roger, it's a 5-5. Park Waves here at the Golf Alpha, and hope you have fun out there, my friend.
Hey, it's easy out here in these parks, buddy. I appreciate that. I haven't heard much out of the southeast tonight, but it's great to hear from the Peach State. Thanks for being out there. 7-3. Okay. So once again, I'm not sure if I got when the battery cut off because my camera overheated. Go figure. Well, I've got the audio anyway. I've learned just to record this. I can record the audio on my microphones as well. It saves it on here. So even if the camera craps out, I've still got the audio. But the battery gave out about 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 31 minutes. So right where we thought it would be. And it's interesting, the things we learn on accident. So 100 watts on a Rove got me 3 hours. So, that's a pretty significant increase. Was that a 20% increase from 2.5 hours? Just because we give the battery a little bit of that rest time, it can kind of rejuvenate itself in some way and operate longer. So a cool thing to learn on accident there. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what other way I'm going to learn. That's why we get out here and do this, right? So 2.5 hours blowing through it. We'll get that added into the chart. So I've got a better 100 watt read now on the 9 amp hour battery. And we've got one at 75 watts. Maybe I'll do a 50 and see where that ends up. And we'll go from there. I don't expect, again, to find that, I'm going to go down in low power and really do much better. I don't think that's the thing to do in terms of battery usage on the 891 and probably a lot of 100 watt radios. I think my direction is going to be more about finding at the upper end, what's the most optimum power to use. So that's what we're going to try to do and try to pinpoint, or maybe in some range where it makes sense to use, or just leave it at 100 watts and slam it all the time. Who knows? We'll see where that all ends up. But for right now, that operation's wrapped up. This is Kilo Echo 0, Victor India Mike. This is the Travelin' Am. See you next time. Okay, folks, here's the deal. I'm at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
This is going to be a special
One of the most intense trails.
This is the operating station.
That's a bear.
Wow. Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
That traveler has
I just do things.
This is a huge, beastly, bulging man. Plates were from Kansas.